Hello everyone and welcome to Quality Old Games. Today we are continuing the Western Roman Empire campaign in Barbarian Invasion, expansion of Rome Total War, and we are doing it in hardest difficulties. And last time we started religious revolution, which kind of led to some rebellions, which we are trying to smash at the moment. And our primary goal in this video is to get our financial situation back under control. At the moment we are doing about 5,000, is it denarii or sesterces or whatever they are. We are doing losses per turn, and at the moment our treasury is about 24,000 in negative balance. And the main way for us to improve the situation is to conquer back the cities we have lost to the rebels. And one of the key cities to conquer is Salona, because it's a large city, so we will get much money from plundering it. And we are besieging Carnuntum, and I think that's ripe for taking. I may have said this before, but I'm pretty excited about this series. I have never tried to conquer the whole map as a Western Roman Empire in this game, so let's see how we will fare eventually. We have quite a lot of cavalry with this army, which isn't ideal for taking cities, but I guess our options with the troops were somewhat limited, so that's the reason for the troop composition. And the first peasant unit almost started to take damage.
Our soldiers are at the walls! Now they must batter a way through. The enemy gate is down! Our battering ram has done its work.
And every enemy taken down this way, even if they are peasants, is a good thing for us, especially if we can damage somewhat that enemy general's bodyguard. We cannot retrain or replenish our troops because of the financial situation, so that's the main driver for the tactics here we are utilizing. Even though peasants are pretty bad in fight, but at least when they are taken down this way, we won't sustain any casualties. But I guess it's time to send in the infantry.
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day. The walls are taken!
And let's send in the general and the heavy cavalry as well. I think light cavalry can guard the flanks here, while the rest of the units try to take down the enemy general. And I think Foederati infantry is the best for this task, as they are spearmen. And actually, this cavalry might be able to go through to the city center straight away. And it seems the enemy general is withdrawing, so we can push our infantry to the main avenue, while the general... oh, they are coming back, okay. And then they are heading back to the city center. So I guess we will push from 2 different directions. And let's bring in the archers. I think they would have a pretty decent firing position from here. And of course I will need to have the general with the troops, or else the enemy general will just smash them. Like this. I do not dare to send in the light cavalry, because they will be taken down. At least some of the bodyguards are starting to take hit. But I'm a bit worried about this Foederati infantry. They are actually doing quite a bit worse than expected. Let's just hope that the panic does not spread. So despite saying that I won't send in the light cavalry, I need to send it. Or I chose to send it to boost the morale here. I think eventually we will win the battle there. And we are getting a nice surround here on the enemy general, so he should go down rather quickly. And there.
The enemy general is killed. Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts.
And apparently these guys are unable to shoot from there. Let's send them a bit into different places. And I think we will send soon the infantry to the city center. Take the city. Okay. And let's send the general and the heavy cavalry as well. Okay, and victory is ours. Excellent. Some casualties, not too bad, could have been better. Also, maybe I'm relying a bit too much on the infantry we have. But at least the financial situation is looking somewhat better. Let's see about the public order. It's looking decent. So maybe we should try to take this campus quadi. That might be beneficial. Of course, we are somewhat lacking infantry, but let's make do with what we have, and we can actually raise taxes here as well. So the financial situation is looking somewhat better. Not so much losses anymore. And I guess if we can capture Avaricum, situation will look quite a bit better still. We must be cautious not to push too hard on the campus quaddy, because I think we are going to need some decent defenses rather soon. So there are rather decent walls, and because of that I think we are going to send only the comitatenses to fight. Maybe we could send actually, I'm not certain, are they all pagans, but maybe a general with loose formation could take some of the hits from the towers there. Okay, so we cannot send except one tower to one section of the wall. But let's send the other tower to give support. And it seems the enemies have quite heavy presence on the walls, though they are only peasants, and they take a nice amount of hits from the siege towers here. And is it so that the towers here at the gateway are not shooting the general? Well, at least some missiles are flying to there as well. And a bit surprisingly, we have taken no casualties in this battle just yet. So that tower can shoot the rest of its ammo there. And now the arrows are starting to fly on the comitatenses also.
Our siege towers have reached the walls. Now there will be hard fighting to break the defenses.
So the main objective here is to capture the towers. And both comitatenses have entered the tower, so we can bring out this cavalry unit. And this unit here is having problems entering the tower, so maybe that will work out now, at least hopefully. And these have entered the fight already. I guess it shouldn't be too difficult. Apparently not. The other unit has entered the fight, or the battle, from the other side. I think the gateway should be ours in no time, and with some luck, when we capture this tower, it should start shooting the other enemy peasant units. And is a tower actually shooting at us somewhere here? It seems it is. Interesting. So the comitatenses here are pretty nicely kind of eating
Our soldiers have captured the walls.
the enemies.
Now is the time
Okay,
to
good.
press on and capture
Then
this
let's
place.
capture this other tower. And still one. And I think that basically the cavalry units or generals' bodyguards will be able to win the battle for us inside the city. The enemy is taking quite heavy casualties already, and the situation shouldn't at least improve for them. And if we could get the enemy general out of the city center, that would be just great. But maybe that's a bit too much to hope for. And let's give the generals a chance to rest. And then we will form up in the city square so that we can surround the enemy general as well as possible. Of course, it seems the peasants are having a mind of their own. But I think that we can press the issue here. Okay. And then we have one more enemy unit somewhere here, which we need to take care of. So, you guys can still attack. And the city is ours. Excellent. I think this will bring almost 15 to 20k for us. Okay, 15. That's decent. Unfortunately, we are unable to repair anything here. And it seems this is a pagan army. But it will continue forward. But let's actually send one of the generals to bring the majority of the retinue to other generals. And he's the chosen one here. Let's send a couple of cavalry units as companions, and then the majority of the army we'll leave towards whatever this city is, Burdikala. I've always thought it's Burgindala, but it's Burgidala. Okay. Nevertheless, we are heading there. And let's just make sure that Avaricum does not rebel again. Here, okay. And the financial situation is starting to look actually pretty decent. Surprisingly decent. So let's see still. So we are going to have income and something. Okay, I guess that's capturing the cities there. But the income here is going to be some, let's say, 30,000. So the situation isn't as good as I thought. If I'm correct here. We are still making some major losses. And I think here we will need to have some more siege equipment before attacking. And here we are combining the armies for assault against the Berbers. And I think we can get rid of one of these ships at least. And I guess it's a turn. Maybe we can raise taxes in Tarentum. Yes, excellent. And let's just make a quick check that none of the cities is rebelling. That we don't want to rebel, actually. So Lepsis Manga might be a bit problematic. We should be able to recruit some troops there. Let's send one unit of peasants to reinforce it. Okay, and the Celts are attacking us to the back. Mercenary Sarmatian archers, mercenary veterani. I think we will take the fight, but at the same time I think we need to keep the option of retreat open. There's a nice hill here. I think that might give us the edge. We will need to win the battle, but let's see. So our flank there should be covered, and the Sarmatian cavalry can protect the other flank. And let's see how we do fare here. It seems the enemy is doing some weird things. Or they are positioning themselves for a better position. So let's move our position to the other side. Seems I'm kind of used to that the men will run automatically as they do in Rome Total War Remastered. So there are some. It will take some time to get used to this original system again. So it seems enemy cavalry is trying to flank us. Let's position ourselves accordingly. And the only way to beat horse archers is archers of our own. And they are actually engaging. So that's some good news. Because they will break in this kind of battle, most likely. I don't think that they can beat spear infantry and heavy cavalry. And as they break, they take very heavy casualties. And those cavalry units are not going to be a problem anymore. Then again, the real battle is about to begin, and of course they are wisely sending the peasants at the front, because that way we will waste our missiles on them. And if we can take down the enemy general, I think the situation will be decent for us. But if we are unable to do that, let's not charge against the spears there. Okay, they are starting to break. Excellent. Another unit is starting to break. This is actually starting to look decent. And you guys can take down those light chariots. And let's take down the enemy warlord. And actually, it's a wonder that these Limitanei are still holding there.
The enemy general is dead. His men know their doom approaches.
And let's hope we can avoid these veterani here. And also the spearmen there. And actually they are breaking. So the situation here is looking pretty promising as well. And maybe a decent charge on the back of these veterani will break them. Okay, and they are breaking as well. Excellent. So now let's hunt down the enemies, and actually we are able to besiege the enemy city here. And that's actually quite huge, because if we can change the religion there, it will have a positive impact on Eburacum and eventually to that city as well. And let's just try to make sure that as few enemies as possible can get away from here, because it will make things easier for the next battle. Decent victory. Unfortunately, 350 enemies about were able to get away. Berbers are proposing a ceasefire. That's not good enough. The rebels are proposing ceasefire. Not good enough. We want to have the empire back. I'm not sure. Maybe we should try if these spearmen are able to hold their own, if they are put into corner properly. Let's see. And I guess since there is a better hill here, this will be the better place. And a tight formation in the corner is what we want. And at the very least, these won't sell their skin cheaply. I think utilizing the corners are one of the best siege tactics in the battles of this series. At least it will work still in Medieval 2 Total War and not so well in the Empire Total War, because most of the units are kind of missile units. And then I don't have practice in Warhammer Total War series that much that I would be certain that this would work, but I think there you can also utilize the boundaries of the battle map. And let's see what the enemy does. Coming towards us a bit by bit. Actually, if the AI is bugged here, we could force a draw. And the rebels are starting to waver. The casualties are starting to mount for us, so at least we will not be able to take this battle. Even though, actually... Okay, we got two spread out here. For a moment it looked promising, and if I had had a normal speed, I think the situation would have been better. I'm not certain if we would have won, but at least the situation would have been better. Okay, so we are still making quite a bit of deficit here. And this is okay. So we are making... I guess we should deduct the corruption and other from the income. And... or maybe it takes into account the capturing of the cities we did last turn. So maybe... okay, a couple of more turns until we are ready to attack Salona. And of course now there is the Eastern Roman army approaching. So we are running out of time. Let's see if we can take this campus quadi. Augustara Trevororum is about to rebel. I don't think this financial tab here is showing the things correctly. So now it's completely different. And okay, and maybe now. So we would be making a deficit of 10,000 next turn, which isn't very good.
General, prepare for battle. Victory! Prepare for battle. Besieging settlement.
Actually, I don't think we need to have anything else but siege towers and ladders, just in case.
Orders. Forward. Move depleted, sir. General, onward.
And Burgindala will be besieged.
Engage the enemy.
And then let's see if we have enough in Tarraco. I think we have. And I think these can be brought to Cordoba.
Sir, forward. Orders. Can't do it, sir. Not possible, sir. Forward.
And we have
No more
faced
moves, sir.
found a Berber army.
Aye, Captain. Fleet ready. Aye, aye, Captain.
And let's see if we can... Okay, there are no games going on in Mediterranean.
General.
And let's see, maybe we should take care of this enemy army
The enemy. Victory.
before besieging Dalraida. I think we can take care of two Pictish spearmen units. And let's try to do it by utilizing the missile units for the best of our ability here. And it seems the enemy has chosen its place to make a stand. I think we should still march a bit forward. Then let's see if the arrows here will prove beneficial. They have decent shields, so okay, they are not working that well. Let's move a bit this way. And let's turn on the skirmish mode. So maybe we can do some more damage from the side that the shield is not protecting. Looks better. Let's try to move still a bit more to the left from our perspective. And let's see if the effect is still better. Yes. And would actually the enemy let us flank themselves with the archers? Apparently that's a bit too much to ask. So they are charging. Maybe a couple of good volleys there, and then it's time to withdraw. And they are breaking. cavalry can chase the fleeing enemies down, while the rest of the units get into better formation. And actually, as they are facing the archers at the moment, okay, they are making... Is it a Shilton or what this formation is called? But I think it might be quite vulnerable to missile fire. Let's see. I wouldn't at least want to be in one of those formations in this kind of situation. Okay.
The enemies show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
And let's take down the rest of the units. Okay, excellent. All enemies cleared out with the loss of only a few men. Unfortunately, that will delay our siege there for one more turn. But I think that's okay. So, next on our list will be an assault to, I guess, Tarraco. Yes. But I think that we will do that in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That will help a great deal. You can also post comments about suggestions, how I should play this, some tips or tactics I should utilize, and so on. Have a great rest of the day. Quality Old Games out.